Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to extend your range. My effective range is about 40 yards, and this summer I'm working hard to try to improve that to about 55 yards. My hope is by the end of the summer that I'm going to be pretty proficient at 55 yards. A couple reasons. For one thing, I just like to be able to take a little bit longer shots and have confidence in that. For another reason, I'm going to be going antelope hunting in 2013, and some of those shots tend to be kind of long. So I'm going to give you some tips here on how to improve your shooting and extend your range by about 15 yards in a couple of months' time. And the most important thing that you have to start with is, first of all, you got to be honest with yourself about what is your effective range right now. How tight of a group can you get at your longest range that you feel confident in shooting a deer at? Can you shoot a palm-sized group at 40 yards? That's about where I'm at, and that's what I feel like is my effective range. Can you shoot, or maybe you're really tight at 20, but it way opens up at 35 or 40. There's some good possibilities. That the problem with that is that your stance or your form is bad, and so that's point number two, is you want to make sure that your form is good. You definitely make sure that you're shooting well every time with every shot. And as you improve, you want to simulate hunting conditions as much as you can. You don't want to go out and shoot 100 arrows a day all at once, because in hunting conditions you're going to shoot 1 or 2 arrows typically. So you want to simulate that. It's better to go out say and shoot 4 times and shoot 20 arrows 4 times during the day, and that way your muscle memory is good. And once you start shooting more than about 30 arrows, you tend to lose some of your form because you're struggling a little bit more depending on what your bow weight is at. So what I'm doing here, I've got a 20-yard target, and then I've got a 30-yard target, and the longest target is at 54 yards. And like I said, my effective range right now is about 40, and I'm trying to extend it to 55. So that far target is my goal, is to get about a 5-inch group at 55 yards before I feel confident that I can shoot at a relaxed deer at that range. So let's go ahead and shoot a few shots here, and I'll warm up a little bit on the closer target and talk a little bit about that, and then I'll go ahead and shoot a couple out at 55, and we'll see how I'm doing as I've been practicing on this summer. Notice now as I settle into my shot, a little more weight on my front foot, my right elbow's up high, my left elbow is bent just a little bit, and I'm relaxed. My grip hand is very loose. Let's see your block target do that. It's this new Heartbreaker sight, and it's got a little thumb screw on here, so you can actually mark your yardages and turn this down. I was at 20, and I can just roll this up to 55, which is where I'm going to be shooting next. And it's very, very simple to do, and you can do it right in the stand. Take a range, roll your sight to the right range, and shoot. You only need 1 pin. That way you don't have to choose between what pins you're going to use, and in the heat of the moment when a buck comes up, there's too many things to remember. A lot of things can go wrong. So I really like this sight. Check it out when you get a chance. So keep in mind these things that I've talked to you about today. It's really important to be honest with yourself about what your effective range is now, number one. And then decide how much you want to add to it. 15 yards is a good amount to add in a short amount of time. I wouldn't try to go too much more than that. Use good form when you shoot, and concentrate on good form. And then as you practice, add little by little. Maybe add 5 yards for 2 or 3 weeks, and add another 5 yards. And over time, you can add 15 yards to your effective range by using these techniques.